Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. Very sad here. Shakey is gone. Shakey is one of the two last hens I had that were from my Welsummer rooster, Wesley, that passed away with a sinus infection. Um, so Shakey and Chipmunk were sisters, and Shakey I had to help hatch. And helping her hatch, she couldn't get her body to straighten out, and so I had to use like a rolled up. I think I used a sock and a washcloth, and I'd change it out, and I'd put her on it, and then I'd let her eat, and I'd make her stretch to my hand for water, and I really worked hard with her. She still always had that where her neurological system was a little, but she did well, and I believe that there are two of her babies over there. So, oh, there's a little bunny. I've got a little bunny, and it likes to stay where um, Lily's food is. And so when Lily's in the barn, it comes out and gets in her big feeder bowl and eats. It's just so cute. I was going to put all of her food in her bowl before I took her in. I was like, nah, I'll just leave it out there for the bungees. So it's getting ready to hop in her big bowl right now. But anyway, she's gone, and I'm not certain if it was a fox that came in or if she was just hiding from Oliver and maybe passed away where she was hiding, or he hurt her and I can't find her. But I'm sure I'm I want to say that it was the night that everybody was having a fit, but I could have swore I saw her after that. But anyway, she's gone. I've looked everywhere. So Shakey is gone. She's not one that I typically like to have out with roosters, and she and Chipmunk in the wintertime or when the weather gets really bad, they come up here to the barn and they have their own stall for those two. They always get that little stall, they get their own heat panel, and that's how I do them for the winter. But I don't know how Chipmunk's going to go this winter. I guess she'll come up by herself. She'll be fine. But she's gone. So Oliver has ripped his spur. I need to get a hold of him. I need to spray it down, see if I need to rip it completely off or what. I need to get that done soon. I figured I'd check him out once he goes to roost tonight. So my goal is to move all of these little hens, all of these little girls. I'm going to move all of these little girls up to the cabana area, and they're going to have that whole area. So within the next couple of days, I'm going to be packing them out of here and putting them in that coop and cabana. And then once they get used to that, then they're going to have this whole area that's all fenced in up there, and they're going to eat it down, have a ball, and they're going to get nice and fat and healthy. And then that way I can plant my seeds in here. But I think I'll just let the roosters have it for this year. I don't know. But anyway, that's what it's like here. The surveyors came this morning. They still have no clue about this line over here. None. They're questioning me about grapevine posts as a fence line, and I said no. And the neighbor questioned me, and it's like, that's not a fence line. That's where the old grape arbor was. And so they're trying to bring that prop. No. So I don't know what's going to happen. I really didn't like the answer of, well, we'll just have to figure it. And I'm like, no, there has to be an exact line. There has to be an exact line. How can there not be an exact line? If all of these plots and have exact lines, why is there not an exact line there? If it goes through that building, it goes through that building. That's just how it goes. I mean, I don't know what to tell. I don't know. I'm not going to tell them to tear down their building. I will tell them to stop working there at the side of the house into my leach bed. I don't know. It's really really a pain in the butt. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. All right, so I made my biscuits. I made my sausage gravy. I've already eaten dinner, and like later, once I get all these babies up and put everybody away, then I'm going to go eat me some watermelon for dessert. And I am good to go for the rest of the night. I did take an early shower today just because I knew that once I got everybody put up, I was ready to sit on that couch and not move. But it looks like the rain's coming in. Maybe. I don't know. Did you guys just ever have a day where you hear stuff on the news and you're like, I cannot believe this is happening? I mean, Donald Trump, what an idiot. He has always been an idiot. But you're complaining about Kamala and AI generated crowds. Are you not understanding that people have cell phones? I'm probably the only person in the world that doesn't have a cell phone, right? AI generated crowds. It's not about the crowd size. It's about the fact that people don't want to lose their rights. They don't want a dictator. Um, and they want everyone else to just mind their own business. I mean, there's some simple things here. And I'm going to tell you, if you think this election is going to be stolen, it's going to be stolen by people coming out and voting like they did in 2020. It's as simple as that. There's nothing to stand on. There's no policy. He didn't do anything for you the last time he was in. He did not. And if you say he did, God, throw the fact up, put a date on it, put a bill on it, put a legislation bill on it, number, whatever, because it never happened. And do you realize that the big wigs in the Republican Party are endorsing Harris for a reason? The Republican Conservative Party is no more. That is the MAGA party of extremists and radical white Christian nationalists, isolationists, and militia groups. That's all that is. And if you're one of those people, that are you picking up something? Listen, I'm from a small town, and when I was in my early 20s, I worked at the feed mill. Men were sexist. Well, a woman can't mix my feed up. Really? Can you bake a cake? You know how to read a recipe? Well, a woman can't weigh my truck. Get your fat ass back in the truck. We'll weigh you guys together, dump your load, and I'll tell you what it is. Well, that woman up there, how's she gonna load that truck by herself? And sit there and watch me. I mean, then this town has always been a migrant town, the one that we are now part of. And it's always been a migrant town. Always. Because of the tomato packing plants. And then we had other packing plants. The tomato packing plant turned into packing other things. The last big job they had was Duracell. Um, until the bigwig bought it. Yeah. And he was like, why are we doing that? Why are we shipping them all the way up there to get packed and shipping them all the way back there? Why wouldn't we have the packing plants here? That's because German companies weren't thinking that anyone would outsmart that idea. So that company went out. When I was there was like a 2 month period in between machining jobs where I had to find a job. There was like 2 months worth of time. I was waiting for I had gotten laid off because of 9/11, and then I had things I had to do, and then I was going to have 2 months where that machine shop was getting ready to hire people. So I had already got my name in there, and she's like, 2 months, you're in. I was like, cool. So I just went and got a job at the packing place. Mexicans, Guatemalans, Honduras. I believe there were some people from Spain. So this is how it was. And the groups of people that would work would be groups of young men between 18, and I know a lot of them were younger. I don't care what they said, 18 to 25. And that age group is the biggest group that came to these plants to work. Now, there were women, and if the women came with the men, when the men would go out and do the grocery shopping, the women would stay home. So you would have 6 to 8 guys going to the grocery store. They would shop as one big conglomerate, go grab stuff, go to the post office, send stuff home, and then that's how they maneuver. Um, Now, our small town grocery store, IGA, which was never affordable, except for meat deals. Every now and again, you would get good meat deals. Um, Indian folk bought it, and now our town is boycotting the store. You know, it's all about how you treat people. Well, they don't understand what I'm saying. Talk slower. Let them learn what you're saying. They will identify you with a certain product if you are looking for a certain product. Be nice, be kind. These people are great to me. I go up there, I can get a squishy or a soda pop, and they don't charge me when I buy my other stuff. They don't charge me for the drink. It's like, hey, how you doing? And I walk in and everybody says good morning or hello, and I'm trying to get them into learning how to be a little more, okay, you don't like these white people, but guess what? Be nice to them. Say good morning, say good afternoon. So I go to that store and they treat me with absolute and total respect. Never been disrespectful. They asked me a question. Do you know where there's apartments for rent? And I was like, no, but I know someone who owns the majority of apartments. So I gave them a number. I said, well, why don't that girl? He was like, she said she didn't know. All she had to do was give them a name of someone who owned apartments. So what they're trying to do is move closer to here. I think they're like in Shelbyville or somewhere further away. And that's a long drive every day to here. And no one is giving them the time of day. I find that very disrespectful. So I hate racism. I hate the fact that people can't understand that people are always looking for a better life. Um, I don't know who's been to India. I don't know who's been to Calcutta. I don't know if you've seen movies or whatever. But it is crazy. We have the best country in the world, and people are going to always want to come here. People aren't going to want to come here when they see how radical and racist people are. I don't know. I just have a hard time with it. Just be kind. Be kind to people. Don't judge people as the enemy when you don't even know them. Like I said, when I walk up there, all them boys, they're all smiling and saying hi. I had to work with the one guy in the deli. He never looked happy. And I make him smile every single time now. So just be kind to people. Because people are just trying to survive. That's my message, I guess. I don't understand being mean to people. I don't get it. I can be, but I don't like to be.